Hello everyone, Olga's here, and today I have my wonderful daughters, Mariana and Juliana. Say hello.
Hello.
Hello. Okay, and they have their toys with them because today is a very unusual book we're going to read, yes? So will you tell me and our friends who this is? Is it a bunny?
Yes.
It's a bunny. Okay, and
It's a rabbit.
Rabbit.
It's a lemur.
It's a lemur. It's a Lori Calori toy. Yeah. Hey, nice to see you. And I've got my favorite toy, Mr. Monkey, and his monkey. Okay, and this...
And his big sister.
His big sister. Okay. So, and our toys, our friends, they have very curious things, you know. They're curious little fellas. And they really want to know the things around them. And today we're going to read a book which is called My First Geography Book. And this is the world tour of stuffed toys around the apartment. Yes, because geography is the science about the space, and the space around us starts right where we live, in our apartment, in our house. Okay, so the author of the book is Igor Okunev, and it was translated from Russian into English by Katya Kalmakov and illustrated by Katya Kalmakov and Olga Baron. So I hope you will like this book as much as we do. And let's open it and have a look. My first geography book. Igor Okunev, My First Geography Book, The World Tour of Stuffed Toys Around Their Apartment, translated from Russian by Katya Kolmakov, illustrated by Katya Kolmakov and Olga Baron. To my daughter Leah. So Igor also has a little daughter. Okay. Chapter 1, in which my stuffed toys decide to become geographers. You can see this open door to the other space and some stuffed animals ready to go on a tour. Do you have stuffed toys?
Yes. Yes.
I have so many of them. Some of them are old and shabby. Others are completely new. Some are big, almost as tall as me. And some are tiny, smaller than my hand. Some are clever, and some are rather clueless. But all of them are the kindest in the world, and they love me very much. And I love them back, of course. So get your own toys out, seat them in a row in front of you, and we'll tell them a story of what happened in my apartment. Are you ready? So here's how it goes. Are you ready, guys?
Yes.
Okay. And these are the toys of little Igor's daughter. Leah? Yes, Leah. Okay. A few days ago, some sort of commotion woke me up. I opened my eyes and could see my toys who'd gathered on my desk and were now discussing something. Yeah, you, Mariana, just woke up. Okay. Pointing and arguing, almost ready to start a fight. I sneaked up on them and could see that they were studying my favorite book. It's full of maps of faraway lands and countries, and it's called World Atlas. I'd been reading in the night before, and I forgot to put it away on the shelf. So they found it. When they saw me, they quietened down a bit, but soon they were all loud again, shouting questions at me. The rhino asked, do you know, guys, who rhino is? This is a rhino. So the rhino asked, is Africa far? Look how beautiful it is, right in the center of the map. And the rhino is living there. Can we go there for a walk today? What do you think? Is it possible to go for a walk to Africa? Well, yeah, in a game, of course, but to real Africa, I really doubt. The penguin interrupted. No, we aren't going to Africa today. It's very hot there. And it's too warm and stuffy for me even when I sleep at home. I wish I could sleep in the fridge. Instead, we'll go to, where do you think the penguin wants to go?
North Pole.
North Pole?
Antarctica.
Antarctica. Look how beautiful it is. Right at the bottom, all white. It's always cool there. Let's see where Antarctica is. Right at the bottom. Well, in this picture, it isn't white, but usually it's covered with snow. That's why it is white. You're being silly, exclaimed Kangaroo, grabbing his head. How can we go to Africa or Antarctica for a walk? Look at the map. They're so far. It's only if we ask Dad to drive us on the weekend. Then we can go. And besides, if we're going to ask for a trip, we should go to Australia. It's not as hot as Africa and not as cold as Antarctica, so everybody will be comfortable. That was when Sharky rushed to defend his friends and said, "Stop being prickly like a hedgehog." Oh. Kangaroo, that might seem like a good idea, but it's as clear as day that you're only asking to go to Australia because that's where your relatives live. But since you are so clever, tell me, how are we going to get there if there's sea around it? We should just ask Dad to drive us to the seaside and then everybody can swim wherever they want. How clever of Sharky. He just wants to, to swim around in the sea. So, of course, he suggested to go to the seaside. Here, everybody started shouting even more. Some said that they couldn't swim. Others said that the sea was shallow and maybe they could drive across it. And some wanted to go where no one had been before. Meanwhile, the little hedgehog got so upset that he was called prickly that he started
to cry.
Crying very loudly so that everyone noticed and started comforting him. "Quiet, please," I ordered. Everyone grew silent, except for the little hedgehog. Now, here he is, very, very upset. Okay. Except for the little hedgehog, who was still sniffling for a while afterwards because everyone needed to see how upset he was. "You aren't going anywhere," I continued, "because to go anywhere, you need to know where it is, which direction we should go to, what transport to use, what climate it is there, who lives there, and many other things." The owl, who had read many more books than others, confidently stepped forward and announced, "We can learn all that because there's a science called geography, and it studies our planet and everything on it. So we will travel the world with this geography book and we'll learn everything. Look at that owl. It has some glasses on its nose, on its beak. So definitely a very wise animal, right? You're right, Owl, I said. But to study geography, you don't need to travel far. Geography is a science about physical space, or to put it simply, about our home. It's about our big home, planet Earth, and the smaller home, our country. And the smallest one, our apartment. To understand how geography works, we can study the space of our small home, how everything is organized, why everything is where it is, how people and toys travel around, and how to understand distance and location, and to prepare for long journeys. Does it mean one can become a geographer staying home? Asked Bunny, who was a bit scared of long journeys. Let's all be geographers, exclaimed the gator, who'd been trying to choose a profession for a long time. Oh, look at the bunny. He's a bit scared. Well, maybe it's a she. I don't know. Yes, and every person on planet Earth should be a geographer, because how can one live on a planet that they don't know? I said. It's like being an alien in one's own home. And this is the apartment they're going to travel around. How interesting. Hooray! All the animals cheered and ran to brush their teeth so they could start learning geography right after breakfast. And that's how this story started. Look at them looking inside the atlas, into the atlas. Well, here are some questions to you guys. Do you have any maps, atlases, or geography books? Have you already traveled? And how did you prepare for those trips? Did you take your stuffed friends with you? Let's study geography together. Yeah? Okay, and now chapter 2.